So this is a very unplanned video, as most of my videos are, but this is even more unplanned because I just got a package that I'm going to unbox. At this point, actually I don't know when I'm going to be talking about more of the details. This is what I'm using to open the box. As to why these are supplements that I'm taking, or will be taking for the next about 6 weeks. But I'm basically doing a whole gut reset, and I'll try to show you more of those details later. As of right now, I just want to get these supplements out of the way and see if I could start taking them today or if I have to wait for tomorrow, because we're already about halfway through the day. A lot of boxes. Another box. There's 2 boxes within that large one. Now I got these via Full Script, which I don't know a whole lot about, but basically one of my doctors, aka my sister, sent this script to me so that I could order exactly what it is that she was telling me to take. Liz, does any person have access to buy from this company?
Yeah, they just have to purchase it from a practitioner's account. So, like, if they know a doctor that has a full script, they just have to create a username and, like, an account under the practitioner's account.
This brand, though?
If it's in a practitioner's, like, dispensary. So the practitioner creates a dispensary, the products that they recommend for whatever, or just general supplements, and then whoever has a full script account under that practitioner's dispensary can go ahead and order that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so no, you can't just go online and buy these yourself. Okay, so I am not sure. I'm trying to see. Okay, so this is the Clearvite, which is the gut protocol. This is take 1 packet once a day or as directed. And the whole directions as how, when, and at what frequency all these supplements are going to be taken were also emailed to me. So all that, I'm not going to read all the directions on that. But this one is a vitamin, herbal, and amino acid dietary supplement. Then we have GI Synergy, which is herbal and fatty acid dietary supplement. Then we have Clearvite GL, which is enzyme-based multivitamin, mineral, amino acid, and herbal dietary supplement powder. Then the Repairvite, which is an enzyme-based herbal and amino acid as well. This is technically just L-glutamine. Well, it has a proprietary blend, aloe vera gel concentrate, but the number one thing in here is L-glutamine, which I have been using to supplement for years now. But while I'm doing this, I'm not going to be taking any other multivitamins or any other supplements. I'm not going to be taking no protein powders or any stimulants. I'm not going to be taking artificial sweeteners. So I'm glad that they have an L-glutamine, because that's really been, in my opinion, helping me with my gut. And it's also good for recovery. And I am going to, sorry, this isn't a bubble wrap, because it's in a glass, so they don't want it to break. But I am going to be attempting to keep a semi-regular lifting schedule alongside this whole gut reset protocol that I'm going to be doing. And I don't see it being a problem because I'm not going to be restricting calories by any means. I think I still want to track my calories because I want to see about how much I'm consuming a day and make sure that I'm not under eating, because that is an issue for me. So in this glass, it's Ultra D complex. So emulsify vitamin D with cod liver oil, genistein, and cofactors. And then the last bottle of this box is glutathione. which I've also been supplementing with for over a year now. So even though I'm going to be leaving my regular supplements for this time, there's a good amount of supplements in these bundles that are of the same type or vein or kind. Okay, next box. So they also provide probiotics, which was a concern of mine initially because I do take probiotics, or I take a symbiotic religiously. I actually take the seed one. You've probably seen it promoted out there because it's one of the most famous ones now. But it's a symbiotic, which means it's a probiotic and a prebiotic. And they do have a probiotic, and that set me to ease because of my anxieties towards my health and the previous events that have occurred in my life. I realized that when I'm not on a probiotic, it can get pretty scary for me really fast. But yeah, so they have a probiotic that I'm going to keep in the fridge. This is the Turmero XL, which is basically turmeric, a turmeric extract and black pepper extract for absorption. Usually that's why you see those two paired together. And this one is going to be taken using this syringe. Then Resveratrol XL Active, which is a liquid herbal supplement. It's a resveratrol. Am I saying that right?
Resveratrol.
Yeah, Japanese knotweed extract. Okay, the last thing in this box is Nitric Balance, liquid amino acid and herbal supplement. It has ATP, N-acetyl L-carnitine, which is another supplement that I was taking already, alpha GPC, and vinpocetine. That does not roll off the tongue. And then huperzine A, which I have taken in the past as well. So yeah, I'm not foreign to supplements at all. I've been taking supplements pretty much my entire life, but I've never done something as intense as this gut cleanse protocol reset. What's this? Oh, this is just about full script.
What are you doing, Dale? And then we have the other baby here with all the mess of the packages. Hi, baby.
Just in case you can't tell, I'm in bed. Not feeling my best right now. I ended up getting my period last night, so everything was fine in terms of like cramping until about maybe 2 hours ago, and then it started up pretty badly. So I'm in bed right now. I have I forget what they're called, but it's basically like I'll show it to you right now. You can heat it up in microwaves and things like that to bring warmth to the area, which has always helped, along with chamomile tea, which I'm almost done drinking now. I don't typically have painful periods, except for the previous one to this one. For the longest time, me having my period wasn't something that really caused a whole lot of inconvenience, which is a good sign. Apart from the fact that you don't have to actually be suffering, it also means that you're healthy, you know? Because periods, I know a lot of the times people, they talk about periods like they're supposed to be painful, but they're not supposed to be painful. That's just kind of a little insight on what's going on right now, like as of this moment. But I actually wanted to take advantage that I was going to be in bed anyway to talk about how this gut reset cleanse program has been going. So I didn't really give a whole lot of details. I just did an unpackaging video and I really debated how much of the details I actually wanted to give. And then I realized I want to be pretty transparent. So I'm going to share as much as I can with you without literally reading everything word for word. I do have some PDFs that I printed out that help me so that I know what I can and can't eat, when, and when I'm supposed to be taking what supplements, because it's a good amount of supplements and it's my first time taking them, so it's not like I have it memorized yet. And also, it's not like it's the same thing for 6 weeks. Things change throughout that 6-week period. So right now I'm on week 1, on day 2. And this whole first week is not intensive whatsoever. It's not supposed to be. It's just to prepare your immune system to handle the cleanse. So the first week you're taking things that are going to help boost your immunity. So that's what I've been taking right now. It's been a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different supplements. 4 of those are in liquid form. And the other one, the glutathione, that one's actually in pill form. So it's been pretty simple, pretty easy. It's not like super disgusting or anything. But then again, like I said, I'm only on my 2nd day, so I've only had 3 doses of those supplements so far. I don't really feel like I noticed a whole lot of difference, but one thing I did stop taking, apart from my regular supplements, the one that to me had felt like kind of like a lifesaver for a while was my probiotic, my symbiotic, which is what helps with my gut health. I have not gone into details as to why I'm doing any of this yet, apart from it's probably good to have like a cleanse or a detox every pick a period. And I say pick a period because there is debates on this. Some people say it should be every 4 months. Some people say it should be once a year. Some people say it should be every few years. So, you know, I'm not an expert in that field, so I'm not going to tell you how often you should be doing anything when it comes to this specifically. But basically, my gut microbiome isn't its best, and it hasn't been its best for a really long time. So I started taking probiotics years ago, and I would get on and off them. They were never something that I felt that I actually needed. And then as I continued to eat in not the best way for my personal gut, and I say that because no 2 gut microbiomes are the same. So just because like somebody who can't have onion because they'll have like massive bloat doesn't mean that that applies to everybody. And I know that you guys know that because you guys probably have encountered reactions that either your body or other people's body has that doesn't make sense for your body, or that doesn't happen to your body. Everybody's body is different. Anyways, I think I'll save that story for another day, but I guess what I'm trying to say is my gut microbiome was not doing well on its own, so it needed the assistance of a pre and probiotic, which is what a symbiotic is. When I say symbiotic, when I say probiotic, symbiotic, I'm talking about it's a probiotic and a prebiotic together, which creates that symbiotic relationship, right? So the seed is a probiotic pill, but it has the probiotic and the prebiotic in it. So you take it and then it like releases when it's supposed to in your stomach, in your gut. And basically what a probiotic is in layman's terms is the good bacteria. So you're supposed to have a balance between the good and the bad bacteria in your gut so that you stay healthy or neutral, right, in your body. I think I'm going to include a link to a page that sums it up pretty easily at the bottom of this video if you guys want to read more about what a probiotic is, what it does, what functions it aids in when it comes to your body. But yeah, so I was taking the probiotic, the seed probiotic, I think for like over a year, close to 2 years. And it's not the cheapest one on the market, I will tell you that. And I decided to get off of it just to see how my body would react. And I regretted that. I got off of the probiotic. I think I was off of it. I would have to actually go back and check my orders to see when was the last time I ordered it, to see when was the last time I took it before I reordered it and started taking it again. But I want to say that I was off of it for at least 2 months. And I regretted it. I think I'll keep the story of why I regretted it in another video, because that story in itself is pretty damn long. And I'm also tired of saying it to, like, the people that are really close to me. So I'll give myself a break on that and just keep fast forwarding to this. So I ended up reordering it, taking it, and then feeling, I guess, safer in my body is the best way to sum it up. And then I had a couple other, like, episodes or scares that led me to go get some blood work done. And the blood work came out better than I expected, which was amazing, of course. But it still left this gap in understanding of what's going on with my body. Then I basically consulted my sister. She lives with me. She was also a doctor in Chinese medicine acupuncture. And she's... I keep getting interrupted. I'm going to try to finish what I'm saying here. So we ended up deciding that the best route would be to go ahead and do a full gut reset. Because, well, I've never done one, number one. But also do like a liver protocol. I have like all this stuff in front of me. Let me see what the exact name of it is. It's called the Repair and Clear Program. So, let me see. So it goes through the immune boosting first week. Then it goes into an intestinal support phase, which is weeks 2 and 3. And then it goes into the liver support phase, which is weeks 4, 5, and 6. So that's kind of like the loose breakdown of what's going on. And these PDFs, I think you can get them from the website of where I got the supplements from. So apart from the supplements that can change from week to week depending on what phase we're in, the protocol of how you eat also changes. So for the first week, like I said, there's no restrictions. It's just be normal, be your usual self, whatever it is you eat, and start taking those immune boosting supplements to prepare you for weeks 2 through 6. Then starting weeks 2 and 3, it's basically only organic fruits and grass-fed, hormone-free, organic meats. And when it comes to the fish, no tuna because it tends to be high in mercury. And then the veggies and fruits, they give you suggestions as to what those are. I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. So here, most organic vegetables, fermented foods. And fermented foods is just like a staple in general because it also helps with your gut microbiome. Then also low glycemic fruits. So we're trying to really eliminate sugar here from what it looks like. And also, I mean, if you know, sugar is definitely not the best for you. And these are basically the things you're allowed to have for weeks 2 and 3, which is the intestinal support phase of the plan. And then these are all the foods to avoid. Number 1 being sugars, but then these are all the other foods that you should also avoid. To get into like more details of the program, this is for the liver support phase, which is the more, I wouldn't say complicated, but the most restrictive phase, because there is a phase here where you're not even allowed to have meat. Let's see, I think it's this one. Yeah, right here. During this detoxification phase, it says to eliminate all animal products from the diet: fish, chicken, turkey, lamb. Of course, you're still avoiding the foods you typically avoid. And yeah, so the liver support phase seems to be the most restrictive, but I think it's going to be pretty beneficial. My cramps are subsiding, so I'm able to actually like get up and not feel completely like shit. So that's fun and good. Chamomile is doing his job. Yeah, so that was like a very like unorganized, rough summary kind of show and tell of what I'm doing. I didn't know how else to do it without overthinking it and completely not doing it because I overthought it. And since I'm just sitting here, I figured I can do something and just talk about it, which also helps me kind of like review what I have to do so I don't have to keep referencing or doubting what I'm doing. Like I said, today is just the second day. I'm still not really doing any crazy diet protocols. I am only doing the immune boosting portion right now. I'm eating regular. I am eating as much as I want. I'm not overeating though. I think it's come to the point where, and this is another reason why I knew that I needed to do something about my gut, because overeating has never really been a thing that I really did, except for maybe the last few years. It was something where I was just eating because I wanted to keep eating or tasting that thing, but my stomach was like full and beyond full, and I knew it. And I had never done that before in my life. And I don't know, like, I don't feel like I had like a binge eating disorder. I was never purging. I was never like a person who was trying to be too restrictive. But I am one of those people that don't like being told that they can't have something. So that was something I had to work on. And I think I'm so much better with that now. So I'm able to actually take things away, like from my regular day-to-day, and not have a total meltdown over it. But that was something that I had to work on. I also am glad that I did get my period at the very beginning of this, because I won't have to feel like I'm getting period cravings, or like I'm being deprived of like the sweets that I want to eat during my period, because by the time I start the week that is more restrictive, which is weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or at least 2 and 3 and 4, I won't have my period. So I should be like feeling more normal, I guess. My health is very important to me, even though I have done things in the past, or I should say not done things, that made sure that I was on the right track because of my own fear. And I'm not that person anymore. And I'm glad that I'm taking the steps to take care of myself, and I hope that other people do as well. Of course, you know, a lot of us are limited by money, insurance, situations, and I understand that. But take advantage when you can, because you never know, you know, or maybe you do. I don't know. But the whole idea of doing this is so that eventually I could actually get on a fat loss journey. I hadn't really tried to get on a fat loss journey in a really long time, because my life was pretty chaotic with school for a really long time. And when I told myself that I was ready to step into that, I set some goals and tried to be as consistent as possible. Because if you can't be consistent first, it's going to really be hard to do things that are going to bring you results. So my plan had been, be consistent first. Don't worry about cutting down anything. Just try to actually be consistent with your activity and with other parameters of fitness. I was able to do that for, I think, almost 2 months. And then I was like, okay, it's time to step it up a notch. And that's when I actually went into a calorie deficit, which means that my goal was to consume less than what it would take for me to maintain at my current body weight. I also added cardio into the mix, and was going to try to be more consistent with the amount of times that I went to the gym on a weekly basis. The month that I started doing that, or I should say literally within the first few days that I started doing that, I got my period, which was the last period that was really painful. And also, I had a few health scares. And I don't know if I want to get into this now or later, but I just wanted to say that it was almost as if my body said, you're doing too much, too fast, which probably sounds ridiculous if I was to tell you those things that I was doing, because it's like it wasn't really much at all, especially considering I was already an active person. But also doing it while I was just getting my period, which is where you're more depleted than not. So not the most ideal situation. But yeah, it was like if my body was telling me, no, like, we're not going to budge and we're not going to help you in any way until you take care of this other thing first, that being my gut health. So I felt like all of this started happening because I'm going to start shifting now to another phase of my life. I don't think I've talked about my body on here as much, but I do want to eventually come on and talk about my journey, not just my fitness journey, but my body transformation journey, because I have been all types of sizes and I'm not that tall. I am like 5'2" and some change, and I have weighed as little as 94, 96 pounds to almost 200 pounds. And I have been consistently working out through that entire time. By consistently, I mean, I can't remember the last time I went a whole week without working out, at least once. And I mean like lifting weights, you know. Yeah, it's been a really long journey. I feel like that requires almost a whole series in itself, just talking about all of the different things that I've done, the different ways that I've ate, and the different approaches that I've had, and how I went from being so small and wanting to grow to getting big enough to where I was finally actually happy. And all this was taking years, you know, like trouble gaining weight, and then now like trouble losing weight, but not because I'm trying to lose weight and I couldn't. Well, kind of, but more because my body stopped me. So my sister made me this tea, and it smells disgusting. That's all I'm gonna say. But what's in this, Liz?
It has licorice root. It has a ginger root. It has angelica. It has tangerine peel. And I think that might be it. Oh. And astragalus.
Am I supposed to stir this?
So that's astragalus. I only had powdered astragalus.
Oh, so it's okay if it's at the bottom like that.
Yeah, that's why it's like that.
It's like sweet, but then if you take too much,
it's overpowering because of the licorice.
No, there's something in it that's like stings bitterly.
That's the ginger.
No, ginger's hot to me, spicy.
So you don't taste the spiciness?
Oh, no, not really. I taste the bitterness. You put something in here that's really bitter, and you try to mask it, and I can sniff it. What is this supposed to help with?
Well, it's supposed to warm you up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you warm since you're having some cramps.
Right.
And we're also just trying to use what we have here. So that's another big thing.
Right, because essentially you would add or take away other things, right?
Exactly, yeah, but you gotta use what you have first.
What a miracle. I'm never done talking. I wanted to point out one more thing. All of this happened during the summer, and I had 2 courses to take in order to finish my degree. So all of this started happening right at the beginning of the last course. And it continued, like, the feeling of insecurity and of not feeling safe in my body and not knowing what was going to happen with my health or what was wrong with me, and deciding what I'm going to do and waiting for the products to come in and having these episodes of health scares. That took a whole fucking month, which is exactly how long the class took. Like, I've been working on my degree for so many years, which is something I can get into another fucking video. And it has been a massive work of shadow work for me. And to think that I was finally, oh my God, I'm trying not to cry. To think that as everything that was happening, I could have just dropped out and said, fuck it. Like, I'll just keep going in the fall, or I'll try to make it happen in the fall. And I was just like, no, I need to keep trying. Like, I don't know if I'm going to pass this class. I can't get myself to do the work. I didn't turn in, like, the first 2 weeks worth of work. And barely turning in the rest of the work. Not finding it in me to really study, except for, like, I had, for my midterm, like, maybe, like, 2 days before I started studying. And I did very poorly on that midterm. And then going into the final, like, still feeling very insecure. Oh, man, and that midterm was a nightmare. But moving on to the final, the week of the final, thinking, am I going to be able to even study? Like, I was so scared that I wasn't going to be able to concentrate because I was just so preoccupied with my health, and I was so preoccupied with other things that I didn't, like, the idea of one class seemed so stupid and, like, unimportant compared to everything else that was going on, that I was like, there's no way that it's worth it. And you're about to start the last class that you need to get your degree. And, you know, it almost felt like I was going through a huge fucking tower moment for almost a whole fucking month. And just when I felt like there was a semblance of normal, something else would happen that would make me feel otherwise. And literally just hanging on. And cram studying for something that seemed so minuscule in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to my health. I still can't believe I fucking did it. I still can't believe I fucking did it. And it just feels so surreal that I'm actually fucking done. Like, there's so much emotion. There's so much to talk about when it comes to my degree, but I just thought that I would share a part of it, because maybe coincidentally, maybe not so coincidentally, it all kind of happened in this way. And now it's time to make a business happen. And that's scary as fuck too. But we've grown so much.